Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video I've got 3 replays for you in the 5th episode of Close But No Cigar. And we're going to be featuring French tanks on all 3 replays. So first up we are going to have the Foch, the tier 9 Foch. We are actually top tier here as well. And we're on Norman hands. So yeah, I mean, most people by now will know, if you've been sort of following the channel for a while, you'll sort of know all about the Close But No Cigar replays. And yeah, basically it's gameplay. It's some good games, but inevitably end up being a loss. And through all sorts of different reasons. Most of them, I would say, is obviously some poor decision making on my part, or missing vital shots. But basically I'll sort of go into the analysis anyway of why I thought we lost at sort of the end of each replay. But yeah, we're on Norman hand. I set up the equipment and the perks that I run on the Foch. I wasn't going to go through them because I have featured this tank before. And most people by now obviously know what the equipment and perks look like. So yeah, it's pretty much a standard tank destroyer perk setup and equipment anyway. Sort of keeping the camouflage, keeping the camo up on this, and sort of reducing the camos as much as possible. Sorry, I'll probably come out that completely wrong, but basically making sure I don't get detected. Anyway, so on this game, yeah, we've come to the usual spot that I would come to on this spawn for a TD, which is this part here. We can see there's always tanks that sort of overpeak or push over on the one line there, and naturally we're just going to wait and obviously get the punish wherever we can. We did miss a few shots obviously on the light tank. We're on reload here. This is one of the most frustrating parts of playing an auto loader, is when you're on reload and tanks present themselves with some good opportunities. It's quite annoying. You see there, we just missed that shot on that T54 LT. We could have just sort of waited a little bit longer, maybe to sort of aim a bit better and got a shot on that guy. Because obviously Norman hand's quite a large map. You want to again get rid of light tanks as quickly as possible. They've got 2 light tanks, we've got 2 light tanks. One of our light tanks is already dead, and we have lost 2 players already. So it's no reason to panic yet. We just sort of picked up, or the team has just picked up the first kill, got rid of one of their light tanks, so it's a good split in the moment. No reason to panic, but we just pulled back here because I was worried that potentially we were going to get lit with those tanks advancing where they were. We've also got sort of the light tank, which is nearly dead, but there's a chance that we potentially could have been lit. So I didn't want to run the risk of just sitting in that original position, getting lit, getting caught out, and then getting shot, because the Foch has got some good frontal armour. Don't get me wrong, there's the view bar on the top there, and the other cupola on the right hand side, which can get penned. Obviously its lower plate can get penned as well, but the slant on the upper plate, you can get some lucky bounces, but I wouldn't rely on its frontal armour basically. Like I said, that view bar is absolutely huge, and that's just it's like a great big fat cupola and a great big fat weak spot that people can just easily penetrate. But obviously being in that original position as well, I would have been side on to a lot of tanks, potentially on the ridge on the left there. Obviously at the moment that's not the case. We are holding that ridge, we've got a tank destroyer over there, and the majority of tanks are in front, so we're going to get back to the original position because it's safe to do so. Fortunately that PTA did go unspotted as soon as we got there, but we did manage to put a shot in, so luckily we yeah, luckily it wasn't sort of all for nothing coming over here. But unfortunately, we just sort of missed out because we come back here now, and now a lot of the targets have gone unspotted, and it's a bit of a nightmare. It's been quite a slow game throughout, you know, so far. It's been a lot of sort of going back and forwards and then sort of being patient. At this point though, I have noticed that our flank on the 0 line is pretty much depleted, and I'm sort of stressing to my team that we need to defend the base. We're only 1 tank down, but like I say, knowing that this flank is now folded, we need to either defend this flank or, you know, ultimately our team do need to sort of push on, win the other side so that they can then come around and collapse in on this flank and basically pincer this team onto the 0 line, and so, you know, get some cross shots, get some different angles. That was a poorly aimed shot there. Shouldn't really have wasted our time with that. It was just sort of trying our luck. We're going back on reload here because there's no targets visible, and, you know, with nothing to shoot at, I thought it's a prime opportunity to get reload in. Then when tanks become visible again, if we've got a full clip, we can then hopefully clip some guys out and bring the numbers a little bit more even. The other side is now looking a bit desperate. There's only 1 medium tank on that ridge there. Our other light tank, I think, got took out. We're now back on, back on a full clip. We managed to get a shot into that AMX crossing. Trying to dump some shots into what I believe is a heavy tank or medium tank on that side there, but we bounced a few rounds. Then we get a shot from the E75 on our right here, which is a bit frustrating. But again, it's you know, the side of these tanks are very weak, and also it's quite a long tank as well, so, you know, it's not too difficult to be sort of overly exposed. Again, the annoying part of being on reload and a tank is just, you know, side on in the open. However, the E75 decides to poke out again for whatever unknown reason. We do get a shot into his trap wheel, putting him in place. Another tank gets a shot in, we get a shot inside, and then obviously we take him out. So it's good to get rid of that E75 because that's a dangerous tank. Still pretty close. However, looking at the map, it's not really looking great. I mean, we've got 2 tanks sort of in one position in A5. Well, I think there was 1 tank, I'm not sure, but, you know, I think that 1 tank. So he's just been taken out the STI. So that A line is now open. And basically the problem we've got here is we've got tanks on the A line that are going to be advancing, and we've got tanks on this side that have kind of put us into this corner. And yeah, fighting in a corner with an autoloader is very difficult because there's just no flexibility. It's not like, you know, I've got great DPM and I can just sort of, you know, maybe trade my hit points out a little bit. You know, I can't just sort of break out either. You know, the tank, it's got good mobility, but to be fair, there's nowhere I can really go. Like, and again, the DPM is not great. You know, I've just got a clip where I can sort of clip out a tank and then that's it. Also a turretless TD, so that's another limitation. And yeah, at this point, it's just, yeah, I'm just sort of thinking at this point, you know what, I'm just sit in this corner and kind of hope for the best, because I know this game is kind of, yeah, it's a long way off of being, you know, a victory for us. But we get some shots into AMX 5100 that comes in, and this is the thing, this part of the game now where the enemy team is starting to be confident, or overconfident should I say. They're going to start rushing in, so this is a chance where we can potentially pick up some kills. But, you know, there's still a lot of tanks that have got health left, and again, you know, we've got some shots into whatever we can, but it's not looking great now. There's just me and this medium tank. Medium tank is getting absolutely swarmed. We do bounce a shot from that heavy tank up there. We're trying to see if we can get a shot into it, but obviously we're on reload. There's not really much time. Probably should have focused on that bar maybe to pick up a kill. This is just a pain because there's a wreck in the way, and yeah, I just bounced a load of shells, and ultimately there was just nothing really I could do. There was nothing I could really do against sort of 6 tanks on my own, and unfortunately brings a loss. So yeah, it's a frustrating one. Maybe I could have penetrated a few more shots, but in all fairness, I think that was just, the overall map control was kind of lacking. Our team just sort of, I guess, dithered a little bit, which was just unfortunate, and we just weren't able to push a flank and like I say, get pincer movement. But there we have it, and that's the end of the first replay anyway. We put in a good damage score, so we didn't do too bad, but it was just unfortunate we couldn't really do any more. So moving on to second replay then, we're on Erlenberg, and again I've sort of put up the equipment and the perks for you to see what I run on the 30B. I don't run a fully maximum crew, however if I was going to fill that last slot, I guess it'd either be trap mechanic or it'd probably be another camouflage perk, to be fair. With my mediums such as this, when they're lightly armoured, the camo's not too bad, so I'll try and improve that as much as possible. I do apologise again, my Xbox decided it was just not going to play ball and record this properly, so yeah, we are on the terrible wargaming replay system. So yeah, I'm do apologise for that. Now we do see the Centauri there. Our light tank has pushed in well deep onto that ridge there, which might be a little bit brave, a bit too early for him I'd say, but it's fine. We'll just make the best of this situation, and wherever he lights up, we're going to sit in the middle here and we're going to get shots on. Erlenberg, as we know, both ridges are usually sort of a bit of a camp fest, particularly the ridge that we're getting shots on now, that 9-0 line. So many tanks will camp up there, afraid to make a move. It's quite a defensive position, but that's fine for us because we're just going to sit here and we're just going to get shots into anything that pokes up and gives us its side, or any part of its tank that we know we can pen, we're going to take that shot. Now the LTTB has come in to try and, I believe, take out our light tank, so I'm going to try and get shots into that guy. I did try sneaking a shot into that tank destroyer, so I didn't have shots on the LTTB there, but that LTTB gives me a side. I'm going to shut him down quite happily because I want to be here and I don't want to get lit. If I get lit, then the chances are I'm going to be in trouble because the tanks on the ridge that I'm shooting at are going to then have shots on me. And if there's some nasty tank destroyers up there, or some hard hitting tanks, that could be quite painful. So taking out the light tank takes away their opportunity to have vision. Our light tank is luckily still got a fair bit of health and is still being a nuisance. It's good for me because again, not only is he lighting the tanks up on that ridge, chances are they're going to get really annoyed with him buzzing around, keeping them lit, and they might overpeak to try and get shots on him, and that gives me the opportunity to get shots into them. So yeah, I'm just working this middle. I'm going to sort of move up and down this middle to try and see, just basically to try and get as many shots on tanks as possible. Unfortunately, our light tank gets taken out there by their Ruthless. And our Barras gets taken out as well, which is not good news for us because the Barras is essentially as good as the light tank at lighting stuff up. So unfortunately we don't really have eyes, but we do have these medium tanks that again are being quite brave. So we're going to just sort of keep sat back here, and we've got shots into that Ruthless and that medium tank that are there. I'm going to focus the Ruthless when he sort of presents a shot. However, this medium is just giving us easy shots. The Ruthless is backed into cover, so yeah, I was just going to pick shots on whatever was giving me their side. But ultimately, I wanted to focus the Ruthless because obviously it's tier 10, real high alpha dirt tank, which is going to hurt if it slaps us or slaps anything else. So again, it's prioritising dangerous targets. So yeah, we've got some shots into that guy. Come back to our original position in the middle here again, just to see if there's anything on the other side. We've got a medium and heavy tank up on the ridge on D8, D9 there that's keeping safe. But see, his Guardian STG I think is going to try and get on their flanks. So I want to try and get in a position where if I can get shots onto that STG. Now if I can, you know, the ridge is being lit up again. So I'm now going to see if I can get shots into any of those guys. However, it's a bit tricky because there's buildings in the way. And yeah, so I've decided to get behind this building, getting some rubble. Now I'm trying to kill this STG off because again, this STG is in a position where it could light me up. Unfortunately, I'm just tracking the guy. I'm not able to get a shot onto any of his structure where I can just kill him off, which is really frustrating. But, you know, again, I'm just going to be patient here, take my time. See this Leopard 1 now that's just been lit up? He's on their back ridge there, so I get a shot into that guy. I get a nice 419 roll there, which is a good high roll for the 30B. And there's some more shots presenting themselves to us, so again, we're going to get those shots in. We are being lit up, but I assume that is from the STG. The Leopard moved over and managed to get a shot into us, but we do get a shot into him, so it's not too bad a trade. Unfortunately, he did get a shot into us, which is frustrating, but again, not the end of the world if we get a shot into that guy. Motherland decides to poke out, and we managed to shut that guy down. Now looking back at this STG, and I'm waiting for him to just back up enough so I can get the shot in. I do manage to take him out, which now means that I should be safe. However, I can see that this flank is now getting pushed, and the tanks that were there are now sort of getting shut down. But I'm getting this opportunity to get a shot onto the enemy Wizzy there that was trying to cross, and see this STI as well. Tried getting a shot into him, but I think I just missed there. Actually, no, that was a blind fire on the Wizzy, sorry, if I remember rightly. Now I get a shot into the STI that's crossing, putting him on a one shot. Our friendly AMX gets taken down, and at this point it's okay, this isn't really going well for us. So I decide to fall back, not before crashing into a rock, because my driving is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, the Murat luckily takes out the one-shot STI. Now here I do miss a shot into that enemy Wizzy, and I'm looking at the Leopard next. I'm going to try and see if I can get a shot into that guy as he crosses. But again, unfortunately, I don't quite aim that shot properly, and yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, because those shots are, essentially going to come back and sort of bite us in the backside. So now the Wizzy's on cap, he's still lit. Now I've gone to load the heat shells here because I've tried sneaking a shot in, but unfortunately just wasn't quite going in. I think I'm loading the heat shells now because I think I was shooting standard at the side of his turret, but it didn't quite penetrate. We managed to sliver a shot into the side, taking out that guy. Now there's only two tanks left. There's myself and the Murat. The Murat's still in the middle of the map. Artillery is focusing us. There is 2 artillery, by the way, so I have got to keep on the move. Got this Leopard 1 that's just going, just coming at me full speed. Again, if artillery wasn't in this game, I probably would have been a bit more reserved. I missed that shot there, which is, again, is just not great aiming on my part. And if we'd landed that shot earlier on and managed to pin that shot, we probably could have got this Leopard down to a 1 or 2 shot. But here I've just kind of sort of thought, do you know what, sod it, I'm just YOLO in. No real regard for safety or my own health at all. We get rid of that guy. I've kind of sort of given up here at this point, just sort of thought, you know what, it's a lost cause. Perhaps, maybe I could have just, I could have played this a lot better. I know that for a fact. However, I've just seen there's a minute flashing up in the clock because obviously this is assault. And if I'd stayed alive, could have won this game. So yeah, there was a lot of mistakes on my part. To be fair, should have ran away rather than fight the Leopard. Could have got into a better position where I could have got shots off. And it was assault. We were defending. I could have just ran off and just kept running basically and stayed in cover, stayed hidden. Yeah, it's a bit cowardly, but if you wanted the win, which I could have got the ace as well if possible. So I did get 7.2k damage there with 5 kills, so that probably would have been enough for the ace if I won that game. But yeah, just made so many mistakes there. Taking on the leopard, that was a bit silly. Missing shots as well. Missed some, dead easy shots that I should have penned. So yeah, I was quite annoyed with myself at that game. However, I'm not as annoyed as I will be with this game when we get to the end of this. And yeah, so we're running the last replay here, and we're on with the Batchat 25T. We're on LR main, which is one of my much preferred maps, especially on this spawn. This is my favourite spawn for LR main because I will come directly into the middle, and where this ravine is in the middle here, I'll get up on the dunes on this right hand side, and basically I will be spotting right across the this area of the K line where people cross. People come into the middle, and yeah, so it's a good place to come when you're in sort of the bat or light tank or a fast medium. It's good to come here. You can light stuff up. We get a shot into that Falcon T92 there. I wanted to get a shot in because obviously a light tank, I want to get rid of him. As I've explained in many of my videos, if there's a light tank with the opportunity to shoot at no cost to your own health, then do it. Get a shot into the 50B there, and again you'll see this is a mistake here. The 50B's on fire, and I hang back to get a kill. I mean, again, stupid. The guy probably would have got shut down anyway, but that was greed, and I lost half my hit points for it. So there's the first mistake in this game that I've made, and that's a big mistake, because now I've got to play a bit more conservative, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm kind of giving up on this area. Now this is kind of my next mistake here, thinking that this UDES isn't going to sort of spot me. I've got 12 seconds on reload, by the way, and this UDES has just noticed that I'm just following him, and I carry on. I don't just decide, what, I'm just going to... And this is the problem with my gameplay, is throwing games away for silly moments like this, thinking that, now I'm half health, it's kind of pointless. Yeah, my in-game management needs a hell of a lot of work. I've always said for a lot of my videos, I'm the first one, I'm my biggest and harshest critic. Don't need anybody to tell me that where I've gone wrong or what I've done wrong, because 9 times out of 10 I already know. The problem is I make a lot of the same mistakes. Some events I do learn, some I don't. It's just how it is. Adrenaline gets the better of me, I guess. But so yeah, we've not had a great start, if I'm honest. I mean, damage wise, yeah, so it's been okay. Got some good assists as well, but I think for conserving my hit points, it's been an absolute, it's been an absolute nightmare basically, and it's not gone well at all. And yeah, I'm sort of having to play quite conservatively. Now I noticed there was a heavy tank sort of underneath the in the middle here. Yeah, this IS 2-2 or 3-2, I'm not sure. So my plan was to sort of just get as tight to this rock as possible. And I was hoping that I was going to be sort of maybe far away back enough, but I'm not. But luckily this IS 2-2 is distracted. Get 2 shots in, we did track him in place, but we made sure that the last shot goes in true. Tried lining up a shot on that Conqueror there, but we noticed that we were getting targeted when we pushed out, so I didn't want to run the risk like I did with the 50B. If you're getting targeted, just pull back. There's no point hanging out to try and get shot in to get a bit of extra damage or a kill. It's just not worth it. Now I'm on reload, and I've just decided to sort of poke forwards, try and spot some more stuff up. Spot his Conqueror here. No one's getting any shots in, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm nearly off reload, so I kind of want to deal with his Conqueror, if I'm honest. Just because it's sort of driving out in the open. Kind of feel like that's a bit of a gimme, but at the same time I'm trying to be careful, and he's just lit me up. He did take a shot, but luckily he missed, and I'm just I'm getting out of dodge here because yeah, I'm being targeted. I don't want to get shot by anything that's, you know, potentially sitting behind that Conqueror. You know, tank destroyers on that ridge there could have had a shot, and equally the Conqueror could have sort of poked up and got another shot into me. So again, you know, I'm trying to be cautious with my hit points, and just play it safe basically. That's sort of in my mindset now, is just play safe, and just take your time. You know, the game is sort of running, it's ticking along. You know, we're on tank up, so there's no need at the moment to go silly. This 114 makes a mistake. However, we've managed to put one shot in. Unfortunately, on one just gets absorbed into his track. We do go through his turret face, and then this shot gets absorbed into his track again. And it's really frustrating because it's just like, yeah, 2 shots out of your 5 just, you know, get absorbed into the track. It's really frustrating. Now the Conqueror has decided to push up aggressively here. I sort of stopped to kind of have a little think about what I was going to do in that situation, and I thought, you know what, why am I even sitting here? Just get out, just get out there and you know, move to a new location, get your reload off, and then, you know, again, take time to sort of focus on the strategy next. Now we're 2 tanks up, which is good. Well, 1 tank now, and yeah, I'm sort of maybe thinking sort of let's come to this middle here, and you know, sort of seeing what this tank destroyer is going to do, kind of playing off this heavy tank a little bit. Again, that's something else that I sort of do in a quick tank like this, is play off of stuff in front of you. You know, they're lighting the tank up, so you don't need to be close to them. You just need to be in a distance where you can see the tank, they're in range, and you can get shots off. And that's exactly what I'm doing. However, I do get lit here, and I know it's not that Conqueror. I'm thinking it can't be that. It's definitely not that Conqueror. So I know that there's something else hanging around here, so which makes me a little bit edgy. And I decide, you know what, I'm gonna sort of swing round to this hill here, use this ridge as cover, and I'm going to see if I can spot or, you know, light up what was coming around here. Now the Barask, I think, has got the same idea. He's convinced that there's also something around here, and I think he's come to sort of check it out. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to come and support the Barask, and lo and behold, there's a full health striker there, and that striker has just taken out that Barask. So yeah, now we're in a bit of a difficult situation, and I want to sort of get around and get some shots onto that striker. So yeah, we're heading round to try and see if we can deal with this striker. We're currently 1 tank down, so yeah, it's been a very even game, and it's nice to have games like this because, say, when they're just sort of one-sided shootouts, it can be very difficult, particularly in the back chat, because the tank you've got to sort of take your time with and be patient. You know, and it's an opportunist tank, and yeah, we'll take this opportunity here to get shots into this Conqueror. We're lucky we dodged a shot there. At this point we should have just ran away. Do get our track hit by this striker, which is ran away here, and yeah, that's a problem. That is where that's another thing that kind of costed our game there. Not aiming that last shot and not picking up the kill on that striker. If we got rid of that striker, that could have eliminated quite a few problems. And as such, we're now 1 shot basically. Yeah, and we can't trade. There's nothing we can really do. The only thing that, you know, I've just seen is obviously we've got a full health Stern Tiger P. It's tier 8. But like I say, it's full health, so that's not a bad thing. Now this SMV has come round, which is full health, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to sort of take the opportunity to go and get a shot off. We do see this strike here, and we just missed that shot again. just too quick for us, and unfortunately we weren't able to take him out. I was thinking that he might actually come back round and sort of give us another opportunity to shut him down, but he hasn't. So my thoughts are, do you know what, I'm going to go and spot up this Italian TD again, and I'm going to try and see if I can clip him out, or at least get some shots into him, you know, to run down that damage. So I'm just sort of, you know, gone for the spot and run, and I see him climbing up this hill. Now this is a great opportunity to get some shots in there. We do get a shot. Unfortunately we didn't track him, but he's turning around now, and we do get a shot into the side. I was trying to see if I could get a shot into the side sprocket wheel, and he's just turned, he's at that angle where it just unfortunately hits his track. Again, another part of the game where if I just properly aimed there, I could have managed to shut that guy down. Now my next thought is I'm on reload, and I'm going to help out the Stern Tiger P, who's pretty much dead, and try and help him and get rid of this Highlander. The Highlander takes out Stern Tiger P. Now, most sane people, right, would have turned around and ran. I don't. Anybody explain that? I can't. I literally have no idea. I was so angry at myself, it was unbelievable, because it was just like, what the hell? What did you like? I wasn't lit. The Highlander didn't know I was there. I just could have turned around, ran, and then picked off. You know, I think in the back of my head I was thinking that striker is probably going to outspot me and was going to be an issue. I should have just ran off and worried about that, you know, sort of later on in the game. I could have. I'm pretty confident I probably could have turned that game around, but I was thinking that striker was going to be the issue. He was going to sort of spot me up and kill me, and I just kind of thought, you know what, sod it, I'm just going to go into the Highlander. But it was such a dumb play, a ridiculously dumb play, and very naive as well. So I thought the Highlander wasn't going to be a decent player. I thought him, you know, he was going to fumble his shots again. Massive naivety on my part, and yeah, really did kick myself on that. So yeah, anyway guys, that is it for the video, and also, you know, some good learnings to take from that. You know, you've watched that and you made sort of the same mistakes. Maybe, you know, you can take something from it and sort of learn. Hopefully I will one day, but it doesn't seem to be happening. But anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you did. There'll be plenty more content, you know, coming forwards, especially games like this. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time.